To add a cluster to be monitored by Datadog, click on Configuration, then the Clusters tab to add a cluster. The name of the cluster can be found on the Datadog Kubernetes Overview dashboard. Simply look up the cluster name under the Cluster drop-down menu at the top of the dashboard. Enter the cluster name, select Kubernetes cluster, and choose Datadog as the metrics data source. Obtain the Datadog API key and application key from the Datadog portal under the Integrations/APIs tab. Click on Test Connection to ensure the keys are entered correctly. A couple of minutes after a cluster is added, the status will change to monitoring, indicating that Federator.ai is receiving cluster metrics from Datadog. Federator.ai defines 4 integrated preset Datadog dashboards that enable single-pane-of-glass management from the Datadog web portal. To see the resource predictions and recommendations for a cluster and its cluster nodes, select ProphetStor Federator.ai Cluster Overview Dashboard under All Integrations. Select the cluster to be viewed from the Kube cluster filter. The dashboard shows the resource usage prediction and recommendations for the entire cluster as well as for each individual cluster node. To view predictions and recommendations for the next 7 days or the next 30 days, choose the appropriate option under the Prediction_window filter. Select an individual host under the Host filter to see past resource usage and predictions for a specific cluster node. The Federator.ai Cost Analysis Overview dashboard provides visibility on the current cluster cost and recommended most cost-effective cluster configuration for different public cloud service providers. By choosing the cluster name, country of deployment, and pricing option, the dashboard will show the recommended cluster configuration with potential savings from each public cloud service provider. The dashboard also shows the top spending namespaces in the past 24 hours and the projected top spending namespaces in the next 30 days. Additionally, you can see different cost savings by selecting On-Demand or Reserved under the Pricing option filter. Application resource predictions and recommendations can also be viewed on a Datadog dashboard. To do so, first configure the application to be monitored from the Federator.ai web portal. Select the Configuration menu and on the Kubernetes Applications page, click Add Application to monitor a new application. Click Add Controller to add a Kubernetes deployment. Enable HPA recommendation if you need Federator.ai to autoscale this Kubernetes deployment and provide the minimum and maximum number of replicas for autoscaling. Once the application is added, prediction and recommendation results for this application will be sent to Datadog when they are available. To view application resource predictions and recommendations, select the ProphetStor Federator.ai Application Overview dashboard from the Datadog web portal. Choose the name of a cluster under the Kube cluster filter to show results for all applications in the cluster. Predictions and recommendations are organized in daily, weekly, and monthly tables for better visibility. Apply further filters on namespace and deployment name to view the past resource usage and predictions history of an individual application. If autoscaling is enabled for this application, the information on replica and resource usage scaling can also be viewed. Federator.ai integration with Datadog defines two pre-configured monitors to help monitor and alert future CPU and memory usage of cluster nodes. Create a new monitor by selecting one of the two pre-configured Federator.ai monitors. You can customize alert conditions based on different thresholds or keep the default settings. Select one or more recipient for the notification and click Save to create the monitor. This monitor will trigger a warning or an alert if the predicted CPU usage for the next 24 hours is over the predefined threshold. Start a free trial today and see how Federator.ai can help your Kubernetes deployment.